Yeah, you say. Kalia. Wait. She has something for you. Then, yeah, you say. Shupandi. That's great. Shupandi is the star of Tinkle. Wing star. Oh,
Kalia?
he. He said Kalia.
Who
Here,
was
here,
it?
here, here.
You said?
Shikari shampoo. Oh, okay. We have got 4 to 5 names.
Yeah.
Tantri.
और किसका थे?
You all will get, don't worry.
Wing star. Tantri?
Tantri. So now we will continue. So what is the name of today's session? Tinkle Comics Studio. So what we do at Tinkle? What we make at Tinkle? Story. In a what form? Comic form. Can anyone tell me what is comics? But raise the hand. Raise your hand. Okay, you tell. Then anyone else? Stories. Comics are stories. In what form? What we show in comics? Okay, photos. Photos also can show. There.
That.
Last.
So.
Comics are stories in a pictorial form. That's also correct. Let me make it more simple. All of your answers were correct. Can we make it more simple? Let's see. Yeah. What can you see here? What is this? A rose, a glass of water, and a ball. Is there any connection between them? Are they related? Huh? No, na? There's no connection. Are you able to make any story out of it? No? What story? I'm not able to find any story between them. Right now, this 3 panels is not showing any story. Is this panel showing? It's just a rose, a glass, and a ball. It's not showing any story. It's just an image. So it is just random images kept side by side. Now, see this. Here we have a rose, then holding a rose and smelling it. Now, is this telling you something? Yes, na? So, means these images are in sequence and telling a story. So, comics can be told as a sequential art. When images are kept in sequence to tell a story, it's called comic. Okay? So, in comics, what is the most important thing? Story. So, the king of the comic is story. Then comes everything else. The most important thing should be your story. Here we have Poonam with us.
Hi.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi. So story. Okay. There are a lot of important things in a story. The first most important thing in the story is very good, character. Yes. Your entire story revolves around one character, which could be your main character, or many different characters. We're going to work with a main character, then the main character has friends, or the main character has pets, pet dog. Yes? Okay, they are called sub-characters. Okay, you have characters, then you have setting. Where is your story taking place? All stories take place in different places. Someone said Shambhu. Where do most of Shambhu stories take? Jungle. And Tantri the Mantri, where does that take place? Okay, palace, city, yes. When we have Wingsta takes place in the city. So these are different settings. These are different places where your story can take place. What happened? Yes, the main character can also have parents, right? Okay. So we spoke about character, yes? Like Iron Man. Yes, that is right. Okay, so we have characters, we have setting, that is where is your story taking place. Then there is one more important thing, and that is called the plot. Have you heard of plot? Yes. Plot is your outline of the story or what is taking place. Idea, okay, it is also an idea of your story. So it says what is happening there. So I'm going to tell you a very simple way of how you can think of a story. You'll all eat burger. Have you all eaten burgers? Yes, burger has bread, patty and bread, right? Okay, okay, very good. So I'll bring in the lettuce, tomatoes later. Okay, now first in the beginning of the story, like think of the top bread, right? That is the beginning of your story. So you start introducing the characters, the setting in your story. Okay, so that is the top patty. Then which is the biggest patty? Which is the biggest part? The patty. Isn't that the tastiest, the crunchiest, the juiciest part of the patty? So in that part, you start adding all the challenge, the adventure, the mystery. Okay, that is what you add in your big beef patty, okay, or your big meat patty or your veg patty, whatever you're eating with your food. Then last, so this is the part where you talk about your conflict, your challenge, and then later on you talk about the end. The end of your story has what happens, what is the solution. So your character went out, your character saw another character, your character went on an adventure. What happened in the end of that adventure? That is your end. And then someone said your burger also has lettuce and cheese, tomato. That is the interesting parts of your story. So I'll show you an example, okay? So here, can you see the first panel? Okay, the first Shambhu is walking. Then he sees an apple. Everyone can see. Then he eats the apple and then he goes away. This is your beginning, your middle and your end, okay? Top of the burger, bread, middle of the burger, that is vegetable, or that is your patty, and end of the burger, which is your bread. Now see over here, Shambhu is walking, Shambhu sees an apple, Shambhu eats the apple. But what happens? He meets a magical monster, or he meets a demon, or he meets a dragon. So that becomes your lettuce and your cheese and whatever else you want to add into your burger. So now you understand story? Yes. Very good. Yes. The second one seems more interesting than the first one. So you can keep adding things to your burger, to your story, to make it seem more interesting than a general burger. Okay?
So you now learned about stories. So who is the hero of this story? Huh? Chika Shambhu. Would you like to draw Shambhu with me? Yes? Okay, okay. Can everyone see this board? Let me keep in the center. Wait. Is this fine? Okay. Fine.
Design your breath, your body posture. If you feel your body is heavy, you can also sit, or you can stand on your one leg, one toe. It's your imagination, it's your design. If you feel like sitting, you feel like sleeping, your arteries have already cleared the floor. So taken the jamkanas also. You can do whatever you want. Everybody are closing their eyes, so nobody is watching you. You are alone in this room. Nobody is watching you. Don't move around. It's your space. Now just think of your size. Your body size. You can build as much as you want. So when you build your body size, your breath will differentiate from your normal body. Your breath will differentiate. If you have built a size of an ant, then your breathing will be different. If you have built your size as an elephant, then your breathing will be completely different. You can be also as a plant, flower, anything. That's your choice. You can design a new creature too. Might be you have made a new craft which has come out like an alien. You can be. It's your chance now to be a new creature. So in your world, there is one more creature entering and make something like this. When that creature breathes, it makes a sound like this. I don't think so in our world something breathes like this. So in my world, my creature breathes like this. So now design your breath with a sound. Design your breath with a sound. I want each one to build your sound. Different sound. So it's your imagination. Take your time. You can create your sound. Nobody is watching you. Everybody are closing their eyes. Your teachers are closing their eyes. Video sound. Can I listen? Not able to listen. Very good. Very good. Very good. The creature is making more sound. More sound. The rhythm is changing. Go with the rhythm. Go with the rhythm. Yeah, more sound. Close your eyes. More sound. More sound. What is going to make this sound of this? Stop. Normal breathing. Normal breathing. Relax your body. Relax your body. Okay, you can delete your creature. You can release your creature. Slowly release your creature. Rub your hands. Keep it on your eyes. Slowly open your eyes and look at each other and smile. Smile. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನೆಗಡಿ ಚಂದ ನೆಗಡಬೇಕು. ನಂತರಗಳು ಎರಡು ಹಲ್ಲು ಡೂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಟ್ ಇಂತಹ ಚಂದ ಹಲ್ಲು ಪ್ರಾಯ. Yes. Very good. Second, fast. ಫೀಲ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಾ ಅಥವಾ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಾ? Can anybody speak about that creature which was making sound? ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಚರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರಲ್ವಾ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಸೌಂಡ್ ಕೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದು ಹೇಗೆ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಎಂತ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಅದು ಯಾಕೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀವಿ? ನಿಮ್ಮದು ಸೈಜ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿತ್ತು? I told you, ನೀವು ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದೊಂದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಸೈಜ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು? ಅದು ಸಹ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸೈಜ್ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಆಫರ್ ಬಂದಿತ್ತ? ಎಂತಾಯ್ತು? ಕ್ಯಾಟ್ ತರ ಬೇರೆನೇ ಆಗಿತ್ತಂತೆ. ಅದು ಸೌಂಡ್ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಬ್ರೀದಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಅದರ ಮೂಗು ಹೇಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದರ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಬಾಯಿ ಬರ್ತಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಹೇಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಎಷ್ಟು ನಾಲಿಗೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಲ್ಲಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಲ್ವಾ? Anybody who would dare or imagine that it has a sweet one or the grasshopper, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ವಿಕಾರ, ಇದು ಬೇಕು ಇದು ವಿಕಾರ, ಅದನ್ನು ಚಂದ ಮಾಡಿದವರು ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ತರ ಇದ್ದದ್ದು ಅದು ಹೇಗೆ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ? ಅದೊಂದು ಗೆಜೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದರದ್ದು ಶಬ್ದ. ಎಸ್, ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್, ಚಂದ ಇದೆ. ಆ ವಿಕ್ಸ್ ನಮಗೆ ಶಬ್ದ ಬರ್ತದಲ್ವಾ? ಈ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಲೈಟಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದ್ರ ರೆಕ್ಕೆ ಕಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅದೇ ಅಲ್ವಾ ನೀವು ಹೇಳೋದು? ಅದೇ ಒಂದು ಸೌಂಡ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಲಿಸನ್ ಟು ಇಟ್. ನಮಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಕೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೂ ಬಿಡುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಲಿಸನ್ ಟು ಇಟ್. Only then we will understand what's happening on stage. Remember this. Only then we will understand what's happening on stage. What's happening inside Ursa. Why that balloon really came to him? Do you really think a balloon can just come to him? If it really happens, how beautiful. But it's happening. Every time when we need something, it comes to us. Yes or no? Yes or no? Just a balloon, which we decided is that. Exactly that. Balloon ಬರಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ. balloonಗೆ ಜೀವ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದು ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಎನಿಸ್ತೇವೆ, ನಾವು ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಏನು ಕೇಳ್ತೇವೆ ಅದು ನಮಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಬಟ್ ನಾವು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೇವೆ. ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್. So this is how theatre works. This is how interaction between artist and audience works. Very good. So now let's move on with more imagination with activities. Right? ಈಗ ಇದೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಕಿ, ಇವತ್ತಿದ್ದೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಕಿ, ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ನನಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಕಿ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು. I have designed many things, but ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಕಂಡು ತೊಂದರೆ. ನಾವು ಎಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ? ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನೇಷನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಾ? ಸೊ ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತು ಪರ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 10 ಗಂಟೆ ಪರ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡು. ಸೊ ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನು ಕಾಣ್ತದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಡಿವೈಡ್ 3 teams. 1 2 ಕೆಲವರಿಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಅ ಲೀಡ್. 1 ಜೋರ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು. ನಾನು ಕಿವಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೆ ಕಿವಿ ಹೋಗಿದೆ, ಪಟಾಕಿ ಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಜೋರ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು. ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್. ನಾವು 1 lift your hands. ಓಕೆ, ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡುವ ಈ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್, ಆಗ್ಬೋದಾ? ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡುವ, ನಮಗೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಹೊರಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲೇ. ಓಕೆ, drop your hands down. Now all 2-3 sit over there. 2-3 sit over there. 1 will stand. Colors ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನೀವು 2 ಎಷ್ಟು ತಗೊಂಡು ಓಕೆ. ನಾವೀಗ ಈ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಚಿತ್ರ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುವ, ಆಗ್ಬೋದಾ? ಒಂದು ಇಮೇಜ್. ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿಯಲ್ಲ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ನಿಮಗೆ? ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಎಂತ ಇದೆಂತ? ಅದು ಇದು ಓವರ್ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂತ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು? ನೇಚರ್. ನೇಚರ್ ಬಿಟ್ರೆ do you really see this picture anywhere in your city? No. Now forget that animals over there. Here's what animals. Do you see this picture anywhere? No. See some? Mushroom shape house ಬಿಟ್ರಾ? ಬೇರೆ ಇಂಥ ಮನೆ, ಇದು ಯಾವುದೋ ಗೂಡು, ಚಂದದ ಗೂಡು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಆಟ ಆಡುವ ಸಾಮಾನು, ಅಂತ ಬೇಲಿ, ಇಂಥ ಬೇಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ? ಪಾರ್ಕ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನಾರ್ಮಲ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಅದೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ ನಾನು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನೇಷನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಯಾರೋ ಚಂದ ಪೇಂಟರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನೇಷನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಫ್ something big. You can't make something big. Everybody wants to make something bigger. Everybody wants their name to be alone. Later. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಈಗ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಈಗ ಇದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ, ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಆ ಇಮೇಜ್ ನೋಡಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಗುಡ್ಡೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಬಾಗಿಲು ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಗುಹೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? ನಾವು ಸ್ಕೇರಿ ಹೌಸಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೇವಾ? ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ಥದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇರೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೋ ಬಾಗಿಲು, ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೋ ಕೈ ಹಾಕುವುದು ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅರ್ಥದಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಮೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಫುಲ್ಲಿ ಡಾರ್ಕ್, ದಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಕೇರಿ ಹೌಸ್. ದೀಸ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಲುಕಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸಂಬಡಿ ಏಲಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಹಾಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಉಂಟಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ನಾವೀಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಯು ಟು ಆಕ್ಟ್. I want you to create an image of your own in your imagination. Team number 1, it's your chance now. We'll take 10 minutes for each team. Anybody can come here. Think anything of your world. Think anything of your world. And create that object or a living thing over here. But you should be a statue. You should not go for next 10 minutes. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತು ಹೀಗೆ ನಿಂತರೆ 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಹೀಗೆ ನಿಲ್ಲಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ನಿಲ್ಲುವಾಗಲೇ ಸರಿ ನಿಲ್ಲಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ನಂಗೆ ಹೀಗೆಲ್ಲ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಈಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋರು ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಓಡಿ ಹೋಗ್ತೇವೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋರು ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು? ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಆಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು. ಸೊ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನೇಷನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಉಳಿದವರು ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಈಗ ನಾನು ಬಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೀಗೆ ಕೂತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಯು ಸಿ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್. ಹೀಗಿದ್ರೆ ಎಂತ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ? ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಬೇರೆ, ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಬೇರೆ 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 ಓಡಿ ಬಚ್ಚಿ ಬಂದಾಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್. ನೋಡಿ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು? ಎತ್ತರ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ನನಗೆ ಈಗ ರೆಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅವರ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನೇಷನ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ರೆಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ನನ್ನದು 2 ಕಾಲುಗಳು ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ನಾನು ಹೀಗೆ ಓಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ, ಈಗ ಗಾಡಿ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಮಂಕಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಫ್ರಾಗ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಗೊರಿಲ್ಲಾ. ಅದನ್ನ ಬಿಡಿ, ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳನ್ನು ಬಿಡಿ, ಬೇರೆ ಏನೋ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೋದು. ಬ್ಯಾಗ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಬ್ಯಾಗ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಸಾರಿ, ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್, ಸ್ಟಿಕ್, ಟೇಬಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆಗ್ತದಲ್ವಾ? ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತದಲ್ವಾ? ಈಗ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬರುವವರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ಎಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ವಾ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅನ್ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಅ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಬನ್ನಿ ಹೀಗೆ. ಈಗ ಅವ್ರು ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ವಾ, ನಾನು ಹೋಗಿ ರೆಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕ್ಬೋದು. ಅಥವಾ ಅವರು ಟೇಬಲ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರ, ನಾನು ನೀವು ಹೇಗಿದ್ರಿ ಹಾಗೆ ನಾವು ಟೇಬಲ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರ, ನಾನು ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರೀಬೋದು. ಮತ್ತೆಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ? ಬ್ಯಾಗ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ, ಬ್ಯಾಗ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ, ನಾನು ಹೋಗಿ ಬ್ಯಾಗ್ ಹಾಕಬಹುದು. ಬ್ಯಾಗಿಗೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಅದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಬ್ಯಾಗ್, ಇಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಬ್ಯಾಗ್ ಹಾಕಬಹುದು, ಸಣ್ಣ ಬ್ಯಾಗ್ ಎತ್ಬೋದು, ದೊಡ್ಡ ಬ್ಯಾಗ್ ಹೀಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ಬೋದು. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ? ಗೊರಿಲ್ಲಾ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ. ಗೊರಿಲ್ಲಾ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಎಂತ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು? ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸೈಡಲ್ಲಿ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಕುತ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೋದು. ಅವ ಬರುದಿಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಬೇರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ? ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ, ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಾವು ಹೋಗಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪಿಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದು ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಅಂತ. ಬೇರೆ ಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ, ಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಕಿಗೆ ಎಂತ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು? ಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಡಿಬೋದು. ಮತ್ತೆ ನೀವು ಅದರೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಎಸೈನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಂತಿಲ್ಲ. ಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆಯಾ, ನಾನು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಹಾಕ್ತೇನೆ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ಆನ್ ಯೋರ್ ವೇ. ಎಲ್ಲೋ ದೂರ ಇಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಾಡಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ? Yes, very good. Now we can do this exercise. Go back. Team number 1, your time starts from 1 by 1 and you 1 start. You come here. Nobody will speak. Nobody will speak. We are not going to speak. This is only about image. You got it? You take your time. You don't come now. Story. You can ask me. ಉಳಿದವರು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ? ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್. 10 minutes ಮಾತ್ರ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Yes, come in. Or else I'll contact you. ನೀವೇ ಬರ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಯಾರು? ಅದರ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ 1 ಗಂಟೆ ಅಥವಾ 1:30 ಗಂಟೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಎಂತ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಂತ ಇಷ್ಟ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡು. ಎಂತ ಇಷ್ಟ? ತಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂತ? ಸ್ವೀಟ್ ತಿಂಡಿ ಅಂತ ತಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂತ? ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಂತ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಎಂತ ಇಷ್ಟ? ಅಯ್ಯಯ್ಯ, ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಈಗ ನನಗೆ ಕಾಜು ಬರ್ಫಿ ಇಷ್ಟ. ನನಗೆ ಕಾಜು ಬರ್ಫಿ ಇಷ್ಟ. ನನಗೆ ಕಾಜು ಬರ್ಫಿದು ಒಂದೊಂದು ಕಾಜು ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಿಂತು ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತಲ್ಲ, ನಡವಳಿಕೆ ಸರಿಸಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕಾಜು ಬರ್ಫಿ ಇಷ್ಟ. ಕಾಜು ಬರ್ಫಿ ಯಾವ ಆಂಗಲಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ? ಬಟ್ ನನಗೆ ದಪ್ಪ ಬೇಕು. ಒಂದೊಂದು ಕಾಜು ಬರ್ಫಿ ತಿನ್ನುವಷ್ಟು ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ. ನಾನು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬಾಯಿಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ನನ್ನದು ಕಾಜು ಬರ್ಫಿ ಹೀಗೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. This is my kaju barfi. But they did not imagine it as kaju barfi. Understood? So you create your own. First, time ಇಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು imagine ಮಾಡಿ. You already imagine ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀರಿ. ಇಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗೆ everybody have your different imaginations. ಅವರೇನು imagine ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಇವರೇನು imagine ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. So statue. ಆಯ್ತು. Now you need to join this in your imagination. Not her imagination. Join this with your imagination. This might be anything. This might be anything. A human sleeping. Good person. So anything. It's your imagination. You want it to be sweet. Newborn baby. Newborn baby. Your imagination, fast, you are not imagining. It's a drawback. It's a drawback being a student, being watching Marvels, many DC series. You watch many things, you read comics, right? ಓದ್ತೀರಲ್ವಾ? ಅಮ್ಮ ಚಿತ್ರ ಕಥೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಚಿತ್ರ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಂತ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು? ಕಥೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Create your things, come out fast. Yeah. Statue, ನೀವು ನೆಗಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ನೆಗಡ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಮಸ್ತಿಂದ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ವರೆಗೆ ನೆಗಡ್ಬೇಕು. Yes, very good. Statue. In that angle, you are not going to see anywhere. Same angle. Statue. Same angle. Don't move. Not even your eyes. Statue. Your eyes are moving. Your eyes are moving. ಯಾಕೆ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದಂದ್ರೆ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ಮಾಡುವವರಿಗೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದೇನೋ ಬೇರೆ ತರ ಕಾಣ್ತದೆ. Don't move. You can listen what I am saying. Yes, next. Try to break the image, okay? Try to break the image. ಈಗ ಇದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದೂರದಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಏನೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಕಾಣ್ತದೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬೆಡ್ ಇಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನೀಲ್ ಡೌನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲಿಯೋ ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಬಿದ್ದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರುವಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬಂದು ಅವರು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲದೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಅದನ್ನು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಹೋಗುವವರು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಎಸ್, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಯೂ. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್. Next. Next. Yeah, you can. Next. Next. Anyone. Try to create your imagination. Don't copy. Next. 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 You see the like us.
Action. Action.
Action. Next.
Photographer.
Next. Ale.
Photographer. Photo ತೆಗೆಯೋದು ಮಾಡ. ನೋಡಿ.
Next.
ನೋಡಿ. Video.
Okay. Anyone speak about this page? Anyone? Yeah, please. Fast. I can avoid this thing.
At airport, one robber killed one person. Now all of them are like shocked.
Sure. Oh.
And her mother is going.
Oh. Nice. ಆದರೆ ಎಂತಾಯಿತು? One person led a team and everybody are following them. ಹೌದಾ ಸರಿಯಾ? ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ? ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನೇಷನ್ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಂತ ಯೋಚನೆ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ಬ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ತಗೊಂಡ ನನ್ನ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಸಹ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ತಗೊಂಡ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಂತ ಎಂತ? ನಾನು ಇಷ್ಟು ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಸಹ ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತದ? ಇಲ್ಲಲ್ವಾ? ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಂತ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ನಿಮ್ಮದಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಥಿಂಕ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೋರ್ಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಪಿ. ಡಿಸ್ಪರ್ಸ್. ಇಂಟು. ಫಾಸ್ಟ್. Okay, next. ನೋಡಿ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಅನ್ನು ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ you can make it flat. That was 3D image, right? That was 3D image. You can make it flat if you are not able to tell a story. You can make it flat. Now this is flat. ಯಾಕೆ flat? Here this is the image. Still it's an image. But ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನ ಕೂಡ ನೋಡಬಹುದು.
ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ
You can make it.
ಬೇರೆ ಇದು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು.
ಟೈಮಿಗೆ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್.
ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ.
Next.
ಫೋಟೋ
ಬೇಗ.
ಫೋಟೋ
ಓಕೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವರು ಋಷಿ ಮುಗಿತಾನೆ ಹೋದ್ರು. ಒಬ್ಬ ಫಾಲೋವರ್ ಅದು ಅದೇ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋದು ಈಗ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮರ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಭಕ್ತಾಭಿಮಾನಿಗಳು ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇದು ಅವರೊಬ್ಬರು ಕಟ್ಟಿದ ಇಮೇಜಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವ ರೆಕ್ಕೆಗಳು. ಅದು ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು. ಅದು ಆಗಬಾರ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಿತ್ತು? ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಎಂತ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನೇಷನ್ ಅದು? ಮೈಟ್ ಬಿ ಋಷಿಮುನಿ ಯಾವುದೋ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಇದು ಯಾವುದೋ ಋಷಿಮುನಿಯನ್ನು ಅವರ ಭಂಗ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಹೋಗುವ ಸಮಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದು ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಭಂಗ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಗ್ತದಲ್ವಾ? ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನೇಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಯ್ತು? ಅದನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಅವ ಬಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮುಡಿ ಸುತ್ತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೀಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಎಂತ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನೇಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಯ್ತು? ಬೇರೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆಗ ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಆಚೆ ಕೂತಿದ್ರ, ಆಚೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಬೇರೆ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮೂರ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ ಇರ್ತಿದ್ರ ಅಲ್ವಾ? Continue. Let's see. Continue. ಹೋಗಿ. Yeah, do something funny. Break the image. ಅವರು ಅಣ್ಣ ಕೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದ್ರು. Next. ಬೇಗ. ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. Whatever the imagine that is there. Okay. Next. Next. Shabash. हमारा बेटी है. There you go. ಅವರೇನೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Next. Very good. ನೋಡಿ ಅವರ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನೇಷನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ವಾಯ್ಲೆನ್ಸ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ವಾಯ್ಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಚಿತ್ರಪಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ನಾವು ಬಿಟ್ಟು. So now it's not violence, completely violence. There's something want to say a message, guide me. ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅದೇ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ನಮ್ಮದು ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನೇಷನ್. ನೀವಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್. easy way escape. Next. Now delete this image. I want you to build new one. When a new person enters, the image should create new story. Nice, nice. See now, ನೋಡಿ ಅವರದ್ದು ಅವರು ವಿ ಅಂತ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಎಂತ ಸಾಲ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. You need not to consider this whole body. You might create this as a kirika. This might be a tribal clan using gun. Tribal clans using gun. Does it make sense? No. What do they use? Border. But he is using gun. New concept. New illusion. ಇದು ಯಾವುದು ಥರ್ಡ್ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಸರ್ ನನಗೆ ಒಂದು ಮಾರ್ವೆಲ್ ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಬರ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, DC ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಎಂತ ಇದು ಚೆಕ್. ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ ತಲೆ ಬಿಸಿ ಆಗಲಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬೇಗ 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 ಬೇಗ, ಟೈಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ಓಡಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ನಮಗೆ. ಸರ್ ಬಂದಾಗಿದೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್. Next, please sit fast. Alle. Hello. Can you explain?
I can predict what your future looks like. Would you like to hear?
Sure, am I going to become an emperor, king of many kingdoms?
You're going to die.
What? I'm going to die? How can you say that to the king? I will kill you.
You can kill me, but you're still going to die.
Why do you think I'm going to die?
Because, King, you've covered the ground.
Well, that's to keep my feet clean.
All right, cut it and see what's underneath.
And so the king made a little cut, and he lifted the carpet that was covering the ground to see what was underneath. And what do you think was on the ground? Mud. And the old man said,
Mix the mud and see what's underneath.
so the king mixed the mud with his hands, and he saw what was underneath. And when he lifted a palm full of mud, what do you think he found? Plants, very good. He found tiny plants with roots. And what else? Rings and crawls out underneath inside soil. What do you see crawling inside the soil? Worms, yes. Oh, worms. He said, oh man, there's just worms and plants. What use is of this to anybody?
Well, if that goes, the trees will die. If the trees die, what dies if the trees die?
Correct. If the trees die, you will die.
If the trees die, animals will die. And then you will die.
And the king thought about it for a moment. He said, if the creatures in the soil die, the plants die, and the animals will die, then what will I eat? I will die. Oh, but what about my dirty feet?
The old man had an idea. He said, well, I have an idea. If you would let me, I will fix your problem for you.
So the old man removed from his pocket a scissor. Very good. And he told the king to put your feet apart. And the old man bent down and cut the cloth around the king's feet. And he tied up the cloth and covered one foot. He tied up the cloth and covered the other foot. There you go. Your feet are covered. You can go anywhere you want. And you'll be clean. Well, the king was so happy, he said, oh man, give me your hand. Thank you very much. And he gave him bags and bags of eat at all. He was always struggling when his mama or papa they would come to feed him, he would put his lips together. So, to get him to open his mouth, see, he had very nice people around him. To get his mouth to open, his youngest uncle would have to climb the ledge in their house and jump out the window. Thankfully, they didn't go to the ground floor. And every time the uncle jumped, my father-in-law would open his mouth and the food would pour in. And then the food would remain inside on one side of the mouth. And she would go to his mother and it would move to the other side of the mouth. And then, eventually, that might would go inside. Then again, uncle had to jump. Again, his mouth would open. Again, food would go inside. Again, uncle had to jump. Again, mouth would open. Again, food would go inside. That's why he opened his mouth. And this is how my father-in-law ate for a good 2 months. Till his uncle got very tired of jumping. So his uncle said, I'm not jumping anymore. So they had to think of a fun way to feed him. And so his mother, he is 80 years old, like no cartoon for him to watch. So his mother or his father or whoever fed him would tell him funny stories. And when he would listen to funny stories, my father, sorry. So, point of the story is that even his mother, 80 years ago, resorted to stories to feed him. And I still think parents resort to stories to feed their children. If you haven't yet tried it, it's great fun. I used to read 5 stories a day to my children. That's how I became a storyteller. So you might become a storyteller in a while. Okay, 5 stories, breakfast, lunch, dinner, nap time, and bedtime. At the end of many years, I had lots of stories in my head. Decided might as well come and tell a whole bunch of other children that story. Okay, that brings me to the end of this workshop and my story. I hope all of you had a good time. Enjoy the rest of the class. Next time.
ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ.
ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವ ವಾಸ್ ದಿ ಇವೆಂಟ್ ಮೇಡಮ್?
It was absolutely fantastic and I'm totally thrilled to be here amongst such a group of vibrant audience, all excited, super thrilled, and the resource people, they're amazing. I just can't believe this is happening in Mangalore. I'm also excited about the panel discussion that's coming up next. Thank you for having us here.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಮೇಡಮ್.
Then it has author's name at the end. So here, the topic of the poem is daffodils, and the author simply chose to use it as a title. Okay, the poetry will call it a verse, one verse of the one. Here we can see how he has divided. How many lines does this one verse have in this? Six lines. And how
also don't know. Fan also doesn't know. Light also doesn't know. But there's a story. Not from a book. Not from the sky. Not from the in the morning we sleep. And Mama says, wake up! Papa says, we say, Papa, sleep in the morning. Nice sleep. Me sleeping, Mama working. Papa, I don't know what is he doing. Shut up. Correct, Papa. No, Papa's here, no? Papa also, Talpur sleeping. With sound effects. He is sleeping cutely. Mouth on the face. Nose on the face. Slowly making. He is talking. So busy discussing. India GDP. What will happen to India when we become Mummy Daddy? What to do? Wake up. After waking? Brushing. With the toothpaste. Take toothpaste. Take the tool. Take the brush. Make the meat. And go brushing. With water or milk?
Mummy, daddy, little help. We have so much. Take the comb and ready? For? E for? Eating. B for? Breakfast. Breakfast ready. Going to the table. Sitting on the seat for? Mummy very angry. Daddy very gusta. Breakfast omelette. What is for breakfast? Dosa. Sit down. D for dosa. I for green. Take the dosa. Like this or like this? Stand the dosa. Dosa with? Chutney. C for chutney. Cha 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 cha. But not cha cha. Cha 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 cha. But not ta ta. Ta 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 ta. Na 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 na. But not nani. Dosa in the chutney. Dosa fell into the chutney. Sir, come. Because all the time what happens is they take the children's photo, my photo, both of us come together. Section no. So dosa in the chutney. Show the dosa to sir. She's going out of the frame. Let's show the dosa. Somebody was following the dosa who was also hungry. It was, she was, he was a big word. That means a small sum. And the sound is no, big word it is. We all see it at home every day. Not honeybee, not spider. Okay, I give you a clue. No, it is big word. It starts with N, as a O, as a Q, as a D, as a ostrich. And dosa went inside. Mosquito went inside. What is this called? What is this called? And the mosquito goes to the throat. Go back to the mat. Sit on the mat. And the mosquito goes into the. And the mosquito sees the. And the mosquito goes. I've never seen a throat. Shh. The mosquito sees the throat is so long. It is like a tunnel. Is there tube light in the throat? Is there street light? Yeah, yes. Is there bulb in the tube in the throat? Is it dark? Is it dark or is it bright in the throat? Bright, and the muscular rubs his eye. Rub your eye. What is this? I know the mouth. What is the spelling of throat? R-A-T. And the throat is so long. throat in the body? Out of syllabus. Ma'am, you say what last the throat in the body? Directly coming in front of you. Heart. Okay, we'll go see the language. Heart. Give height, madam. Disturb. And the mosquito has never seen a heart. Heart is this big or this big? And the heart is so big. And the mosquito is heart. Chicken's heart, the heart. And the mosquito is this big, heart is this big or this big? Small heart. And the mosquito is in the heart and place ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. It plays cushion game. And this from the heart, Dhamma. It's like sitting on a pillow. Catch it. But is the heart quiet or says laptop, 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 laptop? Can you all say that? Laptop? Laptop, laptop. Laptop, laptop. And the mosquito goes, taka buka, taka buka. Laptop, laptop. And the mosquito goes jumping. Heart is this side or this side? This side. And the mosquito goes, ow! No, wait, this is pleasure out. There's other. You have to go longer. Till 11:30 you have to go. And from the heart, it sees something else. In the case, what is it? Lung. L-U-G-S. L-U-G-S is lungs, you know. L-U-N-G. L-U-N-G. One lung, 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 lung. Two becomes lungs.
Wait,
One second.
one second.
Come, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ back ಬನ್ನಿ.
Request Mr. Yogesh Kamath to come on stage and present the Amar Chitrakatha team with a token of our appreciation. A huge round of applause for our heroes today. Thank you, Mr. Kamath. In the next few minutes, we will be moving on to the next session. Kindly be seated.
Art class, did you? So art is just painting and drawing? Dancing is not art? It is. So is communication. And we're going to talk about the art of communication. Have you all ever been to a chemistry lab? Have you been to the kitchen? So you put different things and make something out of it, right? Something yummy. So we are going to put different things over here and make communication look awesome. Are you ready for it? Awesome. So I'm going to introduce these 4 ladies here. It's going to be all ladies. It doesn't mean the boys are not going to listen to them. And let's talk about different things that come into making an awesome communication speech or something that people like or you like about yourself when you talk to others. So my first speaker is Veera Katpitia. She's a Reiki grandmaster and a teacher. She's a pranic healer and psychotherapist. She's an NLP coach and practitioner. And she's also co-authored a book in NLP. She's been a Toastmaster for 25 years, and she is a distinguished Toastmaster. And she's going to talk about one very important thing about communication. Let me ask you whether you like it. Do you like when people are funny? Do you like when something is told very interestingly? So she masters this art of humor while talking to people. And she's going to tell you, how can you bring in humor in your communication? Over to you, Veera.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Person to take charge of all the work in this classroom, cleaning the boards and keeping everything tidy. I want somebody who is very responsible. So who put up your hand? If it was you, who will put up the hand? Who is the responsible person? Yes. So in this class, Johnny put up his hand. And the teacher was very happy. She said, Johnny, you must be a very responsible person. Your parents must have brought you up so well. How come you know that you are responsible? So Johnny said, ma'am, I don't know. But every time there is a mistake in my house, anything goes wrong, anything breaks or gets spoiled, my parents said, Johnny, you are responsible. Yes? So when we add something funny, something humorous to our talking, our communication, we have fun, right? How many of you are like that? You like to make jokes and like to have fun with everything. So, all of you, how nice. So what happens when you add jokes and you have some fun and some humor in your talks? What happens? What happens? Quickly, somebody say loudly. People will laugh, yes. If it's a very serious conversation, it will become very light. You'll make friends also very easily, right? When you have a lot of humor in your talk, you will make lot of friends. Are you all allowed to be on social media? Ah? Not bad. So what do you enjoy the most? What is that?
Google and YouTube, they say.
Google, okay. Do you enjoy memes? Yes. Why do we enjoy memes? Why do we enjoy memes? It's funny and it makes us feel, oh, I am not the only person finding this problem. We all have a nice laugh. Even if it's a very serious topic, when there are memes over it, it makes a joke out of it and all of us enjoy it, right? What happens in advertisements? The advertisement is trying to sell you something, right? But whenever it is funny, what happens? People like it, we enjoy it. Yeah? Sometimes the police people will put up boards, drive safely, don't drink and drive, all those things, right? Now if they put a board and say, donate blood, but not on the road. Correct? It is telling you what it is, but in a very funny way. Donate blood, but not on the road. Instead of saying, don't meet with accidents and all that, they are telling you in a funny way. Right? So whenever we put humor in our talk, humor is not only jokes. You should not become the clown in your classroom. Right? Some people just go up and dance and make this thing. No, that is not humor. That is clowning. Correct? So, if you have a lot of humor in your talks, you will make friends easily, you will lighten up the mood, everybody will be happy. It's a very, very powerful method of making friends and making communication. But what does Spider-Man say? with great power comes great responsibility. Correct? So there are certain things that we have to remember when we add humor to our talk. One is, we must not make fun of people's disabilities or how they are. Right? Somebody is short, somebody is fat, somebody has a crooked nose. No, don't make fun of it. So who should you make fun of? When you have humor, who should you make fun of? Ourselves. Yes, I heard parents, I said what? Yes, we must make fun of ourselves. It is called self-deprecating humor. Why should we make fun of ourselves? Because it won't hurt anybody. Right? What is your intention when you have a humorous talk, when you speak with humor? It is to make friends and to become a better person, more likable person. If you make fun of somebody, it doesn't work. So make jokes on yourself. Have fun with yourself. Right? Do not make it insulting. Do not say any remarks that, oh, she's a girl and he's a boy and he's black and he's white. No sexist remarks, no racial remarks. Right? Then, how should you make it? You must know who you are speaking to. Correct? What jokes you can have, what fun, what humor you can have with your friends. Can you have it with your parents? Teachers? What happens? What happens if you have it with your teachers?
Somebody said punishment.
Punishment. Right? So be careful with whom you are having these. Have a little light-hearted talk. That's all. Right? You don't have to have a series of jokes just to add humor to your speech. Correct? Then when you speak to a person, understand where he will understand your joke. Right? That day one young friend like y'all, they were saying, oh, Rajnikant is a goat. What is goat? Greatest of all times. This boy's Ajji was sitting next to him. And she got offended. You're calling Rajnikant a Bakri? And they say, no, Granny, GOAT is greatest of all times. So, when you have a joke, it should be what the opposite person understands also. Be careful to whom you are speaking. Right? So, if you have good jokes, if you have good humor in your talks, you will be a very popular person in your group. Everybody will want to have your company. Right? Over to you, Divya.
Can you give her a clap? You like what she spoke? Thank you, Veerash. She spoke about fun with words and how you can make fun of yourself and make everybody laugh, but not on others, okay? So if I ask you all to come here and speak, who all will be confident enough to come and speak on the mic? Raise your hands. Only that many. Only that many. Then the next speaker who is going to talk is going to tell you how to bring in that confidence when you go on stage and talk. Because we all want to be confident, right? We want everybody to say, okay, this person is the most confident person in the room. There are two people who are still showing that they are very confident to talk. We are going to ask them questions later for sure. So our next speaker is Shaivi. Shaivi is just seated next here to me. And she is going to talk about turning stage fear into confidence. Shaivi is an computer science undergraduate with a remarkable passion for leadership and effective communication. Shaivi's love for reading, debating, and public speaking has helped her become a strong communicator and leader. In Toastmasters, she has served various leadership roles, including president of Winners Toastmasters Club, which has helped her public speaking skills. Shaivi has served as the lead facilitator for Employee Readiness Program, where she has spearheaded or she has led a team of trainers or training programs which had around 1,500 students in her college. So Shaivi, the audience is all listening about how to bring in confidence when you have to go on the stage.
Thank you, ma'am. Hello, everyone. Can I get a big hello back? Okay. That was amazing, wasn't it? Okay. Before we get started, I want you all to do one more thing. Okay. This is one small activity. Before we get started, I want all of y'all to give yourselves a big hug. Can you all give yourselves a big hug? Go on. Do it even if you're shy. Just give yourselves a big hug. Has everyone done it? Yes? Okay. When you started giving yourself a big hug, did you feel a bit nervous, a little shy to give yourself a hug? No? Then y'all are amazing. Okay? Y'all are very confident and amazing. How many of y'all find it difficult to go on stage and speak? Okay?
Everybody who did not raise a hand that time have to raise a hand right now.
Yes, we saw you all that time. Okay, so whenever you go on stage and you feel like your heart starts racing, your hands get sweaty, and your mind goes blank, what is it called? Stage fear. Correct. You all know exactly what it's called and what leads to stage fear. That one feeling. Do you know what that feeling is called?
Anxiety, somebody said.
Okay, anxiety.
I'll go around for you.
Right,
no worries.
Underconfidence, okay. Nervousness.
Stress.
Stress.
Big word.
Okay.
What's the word? Depression.
Okay.
You're getting varied answers. They are.
But we are loving the answers. So
Nervous.
You're nervous.
Okay. So I love the answers that you all are giving. I will also give you a chance. Yes.
Anxious.
Yes.
I'll go there. No worries, Shaivi.
Negative energy. I'll take
Negative
your answers
energy.
later. Okay.
Okay, last one.
Tension.
Tension.
Okay. We got so many answers, right? To everyone who didn't answer right now, I'll take your answers later, okay? So we got so many answers. We got stress, we got nervousness, underconfidence, and anxiety. So what is all of this? Why is your body making you feel like your hands are shivering, your heart is beating fast, your palms are sweaty? Why is your body making you feel like that?
If you make a mistake in front of an entire crowd, they'll make fun of you and laugh at you.
Okay, so that is what he wanted to say. He said, if you make fun of, if you make something wrong, you will be made fun of. So how do we overcome it? What exactly is this nervousness? It's just your body telling you that something big is going to happen now, and now it is your choice to whether you're going to face it and do a good job or whether you're going to run away. So every time you're nervous, what are you given? You're given a choice to face it or to run away, correct? So now I'll tell you a trick, okay, when it comes to stage fear and your body. When you're scared and nervous, you feel like your body is shivering, your palms are sweaty, your heart is beating fast, okay? But when you're excited also, you feel like your heart is beating fast, correct? So your body does not know the difference between nervousness and excitement. So what do? You cheat your body, correct? Every time you're going up on stage, when you feel nervous, what will you tell your body? Yes, that's the correct answer. You're gonna say, I'm not nervous, I'm feeling excited. Can we all have it once? I'm not nervous. Okay, so the next time you're on stage, you will use this mantra, won't you? With this, I'll give you some extra mantras. How will you deal with nervousness other than telling I'm feeling excited when you're on stage? Okay? So right when you go on stage, before you go to deliver a prayer, In school, what do? You give a speech, speech correct, you tell the news or you sing a song and you see a big crowd in front of you, correct? Yes? Yes. You say a story, you'll see a big crowd in front of you and you'll feel scared. So what I want you to do is, I want you to do the big deep breath. Okay? Before you go on stage, when you're feeling nervous, the big deep breath. How will you take the big deep breath? You will inhale through your nose, hold the breath for 1, 2 and 3 and then exhale from your mouth. Okay? Will you try it with me? Inhale from your nose. Hold it for 1, 2, 3. Exhale through your mouth. Don't you already feel like you're full of energy and supercharged? Don't you already feel calm? So next time when you're on stage and you feel nervous, I want you all to apply this. First you will say, I'm not nervous, I'm excited. Second, you will take the big deep breath. Third, for any sort of thing that you got to do on stage, may it be a fancy dress competition, what you need to do is practice. Okay? Practice, practice and practice. I'll tell you, I am 22 years old and every time I have practiced and then had a good night's sleep and gone and then performed, I've done an amazing job. Okay? So for example, when I was a little child, how many of you put Krishna Vesha? Okay. So even when I was small, my uncle and my aunt who are in the audience took me to a Krishna Vesha competition, okay? And they just put me on stage. I was very nervous. I did not know what to do. I did a very bad job. I didn't know how to hold the flute. So my aunt had an idea. She thought, let's convert this nervousness into excitement. So what did she do? She took a pot. Like Krishna eats butter from a pot, right? So when I was on stage and she saw that I was nervous, she took a pot, filled it with vanilla ice cream and sent it on stage. So I looked at the ice cream, the nervousness got converted into excitement and I licked the ice cream and won the second place. Okay? So that is how you convert your nervousness into excitement. Okay? Did we get it? I don't know, child. I was like 2 years old. I'm 22 now. So it was 20 years ago. Can you imagine? 20 years ago. Yes. Yeah, it is yummy. But the excitement was because I saw that yummy, right? I got to eat that yummy on stage. So I was excited. Because it melted, it looked very nice when I ate it.
You want the mic so that everybody can hear you?
Ma'am, it's not fun to eat melted ice cream, ma'am.
You should try it. Try it next time.
I tried, ma'am, and I didn't like it, ma'am.
I liked it. I liked melted ice cream. Okay.
I always drink the.
Okay, everyone here likes ice cream, right? I love ice cream too in all its shape and form.
Except of ice cream, couldn't you eat chocolate?
No, I couldn't eat chocolate. You know why? I'll tell. Correct. Because I was Krishna that day, the sweet had to look like butter. And only vanilla ice cream looked like butter at that time. Chocolate will look brown, right? Okay. Okay, children.
We had white chocolate option there. That's what he says. Okay, now we love chocolate, but we want to hear one more thing, correct? What do we do after we eat the chocolate, correct? Yes, let's talk to Shiving.
Okay, so now we are done eating ice cream and chocolate and we are now done getting excited. No. But even after getting excited, what if everyone in the crowd scares you? Like, I'm looking at so many of y'all and for a minute I got scared when all of y'all started talking together. What do? You look for a friend. Like, that guy is my friend. So,
what's the friend's name?
What's your name? Vishnu. Okay, Vishnu. Vishnu is my friend. And every time I'm on stage, I'll make sure that I'll look at Vishnu because Vishnu will be very encouraging, right? What's your name?
That's Arna.
Arna again is my friend. So I'll always look at Arna and I'll make my speech. So every time you go on stage, what will you do? You will look for a friend when you're very scared. So I gave you 3 cheat code. Okay. Okay. Okay, I like the question.
What if a friend is not there in the crowd? Then who will you look at?
Yes. Okay, that's a nice question. Okay, that's a nice question. Now, I took Arna and Vishnu, right? And they both are not my friends. I've never met them in my life. But how did I dedicate them as my friends? Because they were constantly talking to me. When I was looking at them, they were smiling and nodding their heads. I have made many friends like that in the crowd today, correct? So look for a face that is very supportive, that's like looking and nodding at you. So we got so many answers. We got stress, we got nervousness, underconfidence, and anxiety. So what is all of this? Why is your body making you feel like your hands are shivering, your heart is beating fast, your palms are sweaty? Why is your body making you feel like that?
If you make a mistake in front of an entire crowd, they'll make fun of you and laugh at you.
Okay, so that is what he wanted to say. He said, if you make fun of, if you make something wrong, you will be made fun of. So how do we overcome it? What exactly is this nervousness? It's just your body telling you that something big is going to happen now, and now it is your choice to whether you're going to face it and do a good job or whether you're going to run away. So every time you're nervous, what are you given? You're given a choice to face it or to run away, correct? So now I'll tell you a trick, okay, when it comes to stage fear and your body. When you're scared and nervous, you feel like your body is shivering, your palms are sweaty, your heart is beating fast, okay? But when you're excited also, you feel like your heart is beating fast, correct? So your body does not know the difference between nervousness and excitement. So what do? You cheat your body, correct? Every time you're going up on stage, when you feel nervous, what will you tell your body? Yes, that's the correct answer. You're gonna say, I'm not nervous, I'm feeling excited. Can we all have it once? I'm not nervous. Okay, so the next time you're on stage, you will use this mantra, won't you? With this, I'll give you some extra mantras. How will you deal with nervousness other than telling I'm feeling excited when you're on stage? Okay? So right when you go on stage, before you go to deliver a prayer, in school what do? You give a speech, correct? You tell the news or you sing a song, and you see a big crowd in front of you, correct? Yes? Yes. You say a story, you'll see a big crowd in front of you and you'll feel scared. So what I want you to do is, I want you to do the big deep breath. Okay? Before you go on stage, when you're feeling nervous, the big deep breath. How will you take the big deep breath? You will inhale through your nose, hold the breath for 1, 2 and 3, and then exhale from your mouth. Okay? Will you try it with me? Inhale from your nose, hold it for 1, 2, 3, exhale through your mouth. Don't you already feel like you're full of energy and supercharged? Don't you already feel calm? So next time when you're on stage and you feel nervous, I want you all to apply this. First you will say, I'm not nervous, I'm excited. Second, you will take the big deep breath. Third, for any sort of thing that you got to do on stage, may it be a fancy dress competition, what you need to do is practice. Okay? Practice, practice and practice. I'll tell you, I am 22 years old, and every time I have practiced and then had a good night's sleep and gone and then performed, have done an amazing job. Okay? So for example, when I was a little child, how many of you put Krishna Vesha? Okay. So even when I was small, my uncle and my aunt who are in the audience took me to a Krishna Vesha competition, okay? And they just put me on stage. I was very nervous. I did not know what to do. I did a very bad job. I didn't know how to hold the flute. So my aunt had an idea. She thought, let's convert this nervousness into excitement. So what did she do? She took a pot. Like Krishna eats butter from a pot, right? So when I was on stage and she saw that I was nervous, she took a pot, filled it with vanilla ice cream and sent it on stage. So I looked at the ice cream, the nervousness got converted into excitement and I licked the ice cream and won the second place. Okay? So that is how you convert your nervousness into excitement. Okay? Did we get it? I don't know, child. I was like 2 years old. I'm 22 now. So it was 20 years ago. Can you imagine? 20 years ago. Yes. Yeah, it is yummy. But the excitement was because I saw that yummy, right? I got to eat that yummy on stage. So I was excited. Because it melted, it looked very nice when I ate it.
You want the mic so that everybody can hear you?
Ma'am, it's not fun to eat melted ice cream, ma'am.
You should try it. Try it next time.
I tried, ma'am, and I didn't like it, ma'am.
I liked it. I liked melted ice cream. Okay.
I always drink the.
Okay. Everyone here likes ice cream, right? I love ice cream too in all its shape and form.
Except of ice cream, couldn't you eat chocolate?
No, I couldn't eat chocolate. You know why? I'll tell. Correct. Because I was Krishna that day, the sweet had to look like butter. And only vanilla ice cream looked like butter at that time. Chocolate will look brown, right? Okay. Okay, children.
We had white chocolate option there. That's what he says. Okay, now we love chocolate, but we want to hear one more thing, correct? What do we do after we eat the chocolate, correct? Yes, let's talk to Shiving.
Okay, so now we are done eating ice cream and chocolate and we are now done getting excited. No. But even after getting excited, what if everyone in the crowd scares you? Like, I'm looking at so many of y'all and for a minute I got scared when all of y'all started talking together. What do? You look for a friend. Like, that guy is my friend. So,
what's the friend's name?
What's your name? Vishnu. Okay, Vishnu. Vishnu is my friend. And every time I'm on stage, I'll make sure that I'll look at Vishnu because Vishnu will be very encouraging, right? What's your name?
That's Arna.
Arna again is my friend. So I'll always look at Arna and I'll make my speech. So every time you go on stage, what will you do? You will look for a friend when you're very scared. So I gave you 3 cheat code. Okay. Okay, I like the question.
What if a friend is not there in the crowd? Then who will you look at?
Yes. Okay, that's a nice question. Okay, that's a nice question. Now, I took Arna and Vishnu, right? And they both are not my friends. I've never met them in my life. But how did I dedicate them as my friends? Because they were constantly talking to me. When I was looking at them, they were smiling and nodding their heads. I have made many friends like that in the crowd today, correct? So look for a face that is very supportive. That's like looking and nodding at you. Now I want all of you all to once stand up. Every time you're on stage, this is what you'll do. You will shake your hands and you'll shake the nervousness off. You'll shake your feet and shake your nervousness off. And then, can we do the big deep breath? Take in the breath, hold it 1, 2, 3, and let it go through your mouth. Now, can we now finish this segment off with a big hug for ourselves? Do you feel good? Yes? Okay. Thank you, everyone. Over to the moderator. Thank you.
Happy Navratri to all of you. I think this room is much more vibrant and colorful than all the streets of Mangalore put together. Would you agree? Are you all excited to be here? Can I tell you one secret today? And I'll be speaking for all of us here. I think this is the first time the people on this side are more nervous than y'all. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Because we have seen the sessions y'all have had. We have seen the participation y'all have been doing and how involved you've been. And now it makes us nervous. Do you all talk? Who doesn't talk here? Do you all talk? Yes? What does talking mean to you? Verbal communication. Yes. Talking, yes, literally means verbal communication. I started talking when I took this mic and my mouth started moving and words came out. But was that when I first started communicating? When did I first start communicating with you?
Any answers? Right now.
Right now?
Right now?
Just now.
Just now?
2
minutes ago, he
2
says.
minutes ago, okay. When did y'all, do you remember back to the time that you first communicated?
1 minute ago.
1 minute ago. May I just ask you to think for a second and tell me, when was the first time in your life you have probably communicated with someone? Don't give me the year, please, because I don't know when you were born.
When he says 2 years old.
2 years? 6 months you started talking.
I'll give him the mic.
Okay.
My mom was very unhappy because I started talking means talking.
Oh, okay. So this is the first
When you were born.
when you're born.
Action.
Exactly.
When I was 6 months.
When you were 6 months. What's your name, dear? Arna. Arna believes she started communicating when she was born. Would you agree with her? Yes.
How many people say yes? And how many people say no?
Even before we first say our first words, we have a way to communicate, right? Yes. Do we have a way to let our parents or whoever is taking care of us know when we are sad? Yes. When we are sad, when we are angry, when we are happy? Yes. And why did we communicate all this? Were you intentionally doing it when you were born? You didn't know how, to, talk. And you didn't need to talk also, right? Why did you need to talk?
When we want food, all we used to do was cry.
Yes. So you didn't necessarily need to talk. When you needed food, you knew how to get it. You didn't have to do anything. You just had to cry. Your mama knew what to give you, right? When you didn't like something, what did you do? You just kick up a tantrum. Parents immediately knew how to respond, right? Right? So what's the difference between talking and communication?
Who's going to give this answer? Talking and communication. We'll give this girl a chance.
So communication is between two people, and talking is basically you can talk to yourself, and yeah.
Ma'am, there are many ways we can communicate. We can communicate with our eye contact. We can communicate by expressions. But talking is a verbal way of communicating.
We have one more answer here, Chandni.
Talking is talking to yourself or to any other person. Communication is talking to two or many persons.
So can we summarize by saying that talking is a means of communication, or it is just a part, right? Because
like so many of y'all said, talking to myself, I know what I'm feeling, so I just need to put it into words. But when I'm telling somebody else, that person doesn't know what I'm trying to say, right? I could be telling you, don't do this. And then you think, I'm ordering you not to do it, right? You could be thinking, how dare she order me around? Or I could be saying, baby, don't do it. It's not safe for you, right? So in both my actions, I'm using the same words. Don't do it. Yes, yes. My God, even before I go to my next topic, you know how to get there. Yes, that brings me to the next aspect that I'm telling you. What's the difference between words that come out when you're talking and when you're communicating? Yes, tone, hands. Yes, sign language is another level for people who cannot use words. But even we, when we say, we must do it, right? Have you seen those politicians when they get agitated? Yes. Politicians depend on their ability to communicate, right? It's their win or lose situation, correct? For a politician to win his votes, what does he need?
Anybody?
Yes, and when he needs that support from everyone, what does he do? He uses his hands. Yes. So then, it's not just your face, it's your hands, right? And can anyone show me when you get scolded by your teacher or your parent how you stand?
Who's going to do that?
Can you show me?
Can you all come here on the stage?
You can just come and show.
Come here. Whoever wants to show what you're
When you're
what you
scolded.
do.
Yeah.
You have to show everyone.
Is that how you stand? Can anyone else show me when you're really reprimanded? Yes. Yeah. Okay. What you have done is unpardonable. Yes. Oh, there she's come. She's got punished. Yes. Your heads are down, drooping.
From teacher, that time when we go to home, we get from our mother.
Extra dose. Yes, double dose. Oh, you got scolded from your mother, father, from the teacher, and then from the parent. Then the shoulders go even more. Head goes down. You were expecting sympathy. Your mother should have been saying, oh baby, what happened? What did the teacher say? But then the mother says, is that what you did? And this is all your teacher said? Then you were, oh no, there's more. So then there's a lot going on other than just words, right? There are expressions. Said, wow, you've done a fantastic job today. Fantastic, brilliant. How would you stand? I think you're brilliant. Come and show us how you do it. Yes, please do.
We have one more volunteer. Come join.
I think you did a great job today. Fantastic. You're the winner today. How would you stand? Yes. Chest out. Bold. Proud of yourself. Chin high. Yes? Because that shows confidence. Yes, I did it. So that shows confidence, right? So how is that important?
If you don't show confidence, everyone will boss you around.
Exactly, that's one way to look at it. Yes, I did it. Yes.
Because some guy hit you, and then you don't know what to do, and you
Day2 to Ms. Shaivi Salian.
Next, we have Umakant Nayak, Finance Secretary of Canara College, Mangalore, and also a Mangalore Junior Chamber member, etc. He has also won many prizes in singing at intercollegiate competitions. As a Rotary International Club member, he has participated in many zonal and district singing competitions and won the first place consecutively for almost more than 10 years. He has won the first place at Karavli Beach Festival 2018. He has been anchoring and organizing district-level Antakshari at Footprints. He has also won Man of the Match at Kurla Singing Premier League.
Really delighted to have a versatile person like you, sir.
Good afternoon, all present here. Let's begin with the musical fusion competition. Rules of the competition. Each group will be given 5 minutes for the performance. Each group can choose either Western song with the classical instrument or classical song with the Western instruments. Each group will be consisting of 5 minutes minimum and 10 minutes of maximum. Let's begin with the group number 1.
Re ma pa ni sa sa ni dha pa ma ga re ga ni sa. sa re re sa ni sa re re sa. Re ma ga re sa ni re sa. Sa ni sa re re sa ni sa re re sa. Ma re ma ga re sa ni re sa. Re ma re ba re ma re ba ba. Ma pa ma ni ma pa ma ni pa ni pa sa pa ni pa sa sa re re ma pa pa ni sa re re ma pa pa ni sa re re ma pa pa ni sa.
Number 2 will be performed now.
गीत सदा चली आई, प्राण जाए पर वचन न जाए। जय रघुवंशी अयोध्यापति रामचंद्र की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। जय रघुवंशी अयोध्यापति रामचंद्र की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। तदिया नदी गिरता नदी रेणु, तदिया नदी गिरता नदी रेणु, तदिया नदी। राह निहारे रघुवर तेरी, राह निहारे सातों जन्म से सिया, घर मोरे परदेसिया। आओ మగదప జిమ పద మపద ని దప మగరి సరి ని ని ఓ స ద ద ని 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 పని దప మగరి సరి ని దప మగరి సరి రి సా मैया की लोरी नाही पावन की होरी मोहे कुछ दूसरा ना भाई रे सबसे नैनाए लागे एक धनुर्धन से लागे सबसे बिरहा मोहे सताए रे तो मैया की लोरी नाही पावन की होरी मोहे कुछ दूसरा ना भाई रे जब से नैनाए लागे एक धनुर्धन से लागे तब से बिरहा मोहे सताए रे दुविधा मेरी सब जग जाने दुविधा मेरी सब जग जाने जाने न निर्मोहिया गर मोरे परदेसिया आओ पधारो पिया गर मोरे परदेसिया आओ पधारो पिया गई पटघर पर बरण बरण पनिया दीवानी गई पटघर पर बरण बरण पनिया ओ नैनो की तेरे बांध से उलझट हुई रे हरिया चुम बनी रे तेरी जोगनिया कर मोरे परदेसिया आओ पधारो पिया गर मोरे परदेसिया आओ पधारो पिया आओ पधारो पिया आओ पधारो पिया
Second place goes to Saint Anne's High School, Tikana. Come and receive the prizes. Give a big round of applause. High School, CBSE.
बाजे पायल कहो झनन झनन बाजे पायल कहो झनन झनन बाजे पायल कहो झनन 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 तुम झनन 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 तुम झनन 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 तुम झनन 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 तुम झनन 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 दी
First and foremost, I like to thank our esteemed judges who had spent their valuable time with us. Thank you, sirs. I would like to thank our participants for their enthusiastic participation. Thank you. May I now request Ms. Sureka R. Bhatt, Principal of Canara CBSE, present memento to Mr. Ravindra Prabhu Mulki and Mr. Umakant Nayak as a token of love and gratitude. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
We have with us a group of brilliant minds who will be expressing their views and thoughts. It will be again moderated by Ms. Divya Shri Gatti. Ms. Divya Shri Gatti, ma'am, the stage is all yours.
And children, and we have both over here, women on this side of the table and children on the other side, not forgetting the men who have come here to contribute to this whole literature fest here. 4 authors, 4 different backgrounds, 4 different stories. We are going to have a little bit of snippets of their life and their journey towards becoming authors. So let me introduce the panel one by one. Our first speaker or the author who's going to address all of us is Kripanjali Teles Nayak. Kripanjali is a nurse educator, a writer, and a self-published author over here. Before proceeding further, I would like the audience to settle down so that we can have reading and writing has been an integral part of her life since childhood. She possesses the deep passion for highlighting the subtle nuances of life with a contemporary approach with a rooted observation. She writes predominantly in the themes such as vulnerability and self-dynamics. And her articles also feature in Day2 World, Mangalore, and Viz Daily, and other journals. So my first question to you is, Kripa, how does writing start in your early years, especially with the factor, the people around you? I'm sure there are parents here, there are kids here who scribble, they write. How are those early experiences of your life help you in becoming or turning you into an author?
You are asking about me?
Absolutely you, personal experiences, but if you have observed something, you can please add to it.
Yeah. So if you see in my book, my grandmother was a big influence. Even if I went to the beach, I had to come back and write about it. So, and she started it at a very young age. Those days, I just did not like it because fortunately my brother didn't develop that, but I, on the contrary, have, because I saw that there was any occasion in school or someone wanted to write a prayer or someone wanted to write a welcome speech, they would come and ask me. And I would automatically, very easily be able to do it. It was because I was encouraged to do it as a child. So I think it is a part of my being. So for today, for children also, with social media, everything is so easy, right? The last thing that you will want any parent will think of is to make the child write. Because everything is different now. And we don't, for example, like my grandmother communicated with her sisters through postcards. Okay, and she did it till she was passing away in her 90s. That is something that we will never think of doing because thanks to WhatsApp and thanks to Instagram. So when the situation around us is so very technical now, writing is far-fetched. Writing is way, way beyond. So maybe I think what parents could do or what teachers could do is encourage anyone to take the pen and paper and write something that is very freely available. For example, I was writing my exam in August. I had forgotten how to write with a pen because we hardly use pens our age. Children, they do, but us, my hand was not turning only. So, small things, like suppose they are going to Karavali Utsav tomorrow, or to Snowman, maybe the parents can tell them, please write what you felt in a paper and pen. That's the first thing maybe. That is what it was for me, and that's why I ended up being an author. So yeah.
Thank you, Kripa. I'm sure most of us visualize things these days, but she told us about the art of putting it down and giving characters to our... my next author over here is Jyotika Shetty. And I believe that before you become authors, you're writers. You start scribbling, you start writing these mini chits, and that shape up to you to be an author. And before she talks about this, I'd like to introduce her to the audience. Jyotika Shetty has started her career in a various departments of management, be it commercial banking, credit risk, financial. So all the parents get these terms very clearly. However, she got into the aspect of writing not very far ago, but she has 3 books to her credit right now. She has the books Back in Control, which is about women's journey of managing unexpected changes. The second book, the pandemic gave rise to, was Bounce Back, where she wrote about 10 different topics and issues people faced during this period of time. And the third one is about 40 and Fabulous, restarting your career at 40. And having inspired more than 2,500 people into leadership and communication, she has somehow figured out all of it with regards to motivating people and encouraging them, also being a writer herself and an author right now.
Good afternoon, my dear children and parents. So the writer in me, if you look back, I was born at a time, I would say I was blessed to be born at a time when technology was not at its helm. It was a time when we had to really write, use our books, read, use the pen, the power of pen. But if I look back, I don't think I really had an idea that I was a writer. It was now that I look back, I feel that yes, I was creative. But I'd like to attribute my writing prowess to the fact that my parents were living abroad. And I was, at that time, writing letters to my parents. I still remember my mom used to write pages and pages. You know, phone was not there. She used to write. I used to wait for her because I grew up with my grandma. And I had so much to say. And I know I wrote so much, giving her all the details. It was only later I understood that you give me any topic, I would just write pages and pages. I don't know if I was bluffing, I was really writing. But then later I realized that it was time for me to convert my experience to writing. But even before writing happened, I started writing poems. So if you ask me as a writer, if you go back to the net, it was 2012 August I published my first poem in Day2 World. It became a massive hit because, I don't know, I received more than 100 comments there back in 2012 and I was very happy about it. Over a period of time, I went on to write a lot of poems. But in 2018, I decided that I want to convert my experience into a book. And that's where my journey of writing happened. But if you ask me a writer, yes, was born much before an author because writing is something that was dear to me and I would just write. So creativity is something that is not, it could be built over a period of time, but there are some practices that you have to do as children. Take a pen, like we had our co-author here saying that, write down. Any idea that you have, write it down. Journal it. Get into the habit, even before you become an author. To be honest, we are all writers. You write a sentence, we are all writers. You don't need to be an author for that. But you give shape to your writing as an author over a period of time. So an author is not born, but there's always a writer in us. And you can be an author if you give shape to it.
Thank you, Jyotika. So it means that
everybody, all the students, children, parents, and my co-authors. And I'm surprised when they say that they started all when they're very young age and they were just writing and writing. But I wasn't. I was always scared of writing because whenever I wrote something in my family, every time they made me correct. This is wrong, your grammar is not right, your vocabulary is not going well, or your spelling is not okay. So there are so many times the corrections went on and on, on and on. And eventually I felt that I was scared of writing and I was avoiding to write. And in the process, I was procrastinating all the time. As I grew up, I realized that there was so much of emotions within me, a kind of rejection, a kind of procrastination, a kind of fear. Whatever we say about emotions, I was going through it. And as I done my basic degree and when I further went ahead, I really started thinking about myself, my self-realization, my self-awareness. And that is where I took up my career as coach, or a therapist. Then I realized how emotions play an important role in our life. And these emotions, I was going through it. And when I actually worked on it, and then I thought that, why not that I can give it to the world? So that was the inspiration for me to write this book. And in this book, I wrote about the 7 emotions of life. And it is me. And there are 2 characters, I keep saying that there is Sisti and Tanuja there. So the Sisti was I who was that, and the transformation is Tanuja. So what I've gone through in my life, that is where I hold on to it, and then I started writing. And this time when I was writing, it was to break the fear of writing. So that's how I started off, and the book is over here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tanuja.
I am predominantly a fiction writer. Fiction is what I read and what I like to write about. Although these characters are inspired by real people, people I meet. And today I met wonderful kids when I was at the author meet and greet counter. So some of you might come up in my book. So yes. So my topic today was, I chose because I feel there is a general misunderstanding that fiction is just a mere form of entertainment. At least before the social media era, we loved reading fiction, especially in the study holidays. And the parents and elders did not like that because they always looked at it like a form of entertainment and escape, and they would want us to keep it for our Dasara vacations or summer vacations. But what fiction really does when you read is you are getting into the body of another character and seeing the world, the situation from their perspective. So fiction is an exercise in empathy. I think many of you just now who raised your hands, you might agree with it. And what happens when you have to get into someone's character and look at the world through their point of view, you develop patience. And empathy and patience in today's world is a rare virtue. So this is what I wanted to talk about today. So don't feel guilty if you read a lot of fiction or you have a piling of TBR. Continue that.
Thank you so much, Ashwini. Now to the audience. How
I request M. Ranganath Bhatt sir, the Honorary Secretary of Canara High School Association, to present a memento to Miss Divyashree Gatti as a token of appreciation. I request Ranganath sir to present a memento to Miss Kripanjali Telis Naik. I request sir to present a memento to Miss Jyotika Shetty. I request Ranganath sir to present a memento to Miss Tanuja Mabel. I request everyone to give a big round of applause. I request sir to give a memento to Miss Ashwini Shanai.
I would like to take this opportunity to welcome our sponsors, co-sponsors, participants, resource people, experts, parents, and well-wishers. I kindly request our Honorary Secretary, kindly settle down. We have a very short valedictory ceremony, after which this Pili Nalike outside for the kids. 10 minutes and then we shall proceed for the Pili Nalike. I kindly request our Honorary Secretary, Shri M. Ranganath Bhatt Sir, to give a floral welcome or a memento as a symbol of our heartfelt thanks. I'm grateful to have this opportunity to welcome our sponsors. Please come on stage and join us for a photograph. Shri Ganesh Electricals. Can we have a huge round of applause? Our co-sponsors, Mahesh Engineering Corporation, Shri Gajanana Machine Works, SCDCC Bank Limited, Purvi Dry Fruits, Plant Sisters, Shri Mahamaya Traders, Rao Associates, Mrs. Thank you for your sustained and continuous support. I would also like to call upon stage Ms. Gloria Vegas, who helped us with the brainstorming. Request Mrs. Malini Hebar, Principal, Swastika National Business School, to share her thoughts with us.
Good evening, all of you. I know that this is not the time meant for speeches, so I promise you it's not going to be a speech. As you said, it will just be best wishes from my side. Nevertheless, Anjana has given me 3 minutes, so let me make use of those 3 minutes. Let me ask one question. Which are the most powerful words ever heard by humanity or ever uttered by humanity? Any answer? 3 most powerful words. Oh, a very good answer, but not the answer that I have here. The 3 most powerful words to have been ever uttered or heard are once upon a time. The minute you say once upon a time, not 3, 4 words, my calculation was wrong, ears get pricked and people start listening to you. So when we attribute this power to these 4 words, once upon a time, what are we trying to say? We are trying to say that just as once upon a time, these words have the power, storytelling has the same power to attract the attention of the listener. Likewise, literature has the power to attract the attention of the listener. That is why the age-old question about the relevance of literature can easily be answered by saying that literature can be entertaining, art for art's sake. It gives you the joy, the pleasure of poetry, fiction, drama, now memes and other things that also will come under literature. Literature, in addition to entertaining you, can enrich you because literature keeps you rooted in your culture. It keeps you rooted in your tradition. We are celebrating Navaratri now, and it's the 4th day. And when you read about Ma Kushmanda and the way she radiated the whole world when the world was in total darkness after the destruction of demon Jatukasura, you have the radiant smile of Goddess Parvati in the form of Ma Kushmanda radiating the whole world. Now when you listen to this story, doesn't it entertain you? It entertains you. It also enriches you because it connects you to your ancient times, your mythological stories. But more importantly, it ennobles you because it has the ennobling power, because it tells you that ultimately it is the triumph of good over bad, over evil. That is why one can never question the relevance of literature as far as the transformative power of literature is concerned. That is why I congratulate all on the organizing committee of Canliterati to bring to the mind of all these children the power of literature, the impact of literature, the influence of literature, and thereby developing in them literary sensibility. So I congratulate all the students here and their parents who know the importance of this particular field, this particular transformative aspect in society. So congratulations to the parents, congratulations to the children, and congratulations to all the organizers of Canliterati. Let everybody glitter and be happy. After the valedictory, I think you still have some program. So let us all enjoy ourselves. Thank you very much for giving me the mic.
Ma'am, we truly value your thoughts and wisdoms that you have shared. May I now request our Honorary Secretary, Sir M. Ranganath Bhatt, to present a token of appreciation to Mrs. Hebbar.
Of assistance and encouragement in terms of cash, kind or time is what led us to be standing before you. I am grateful to have this opportunity to thank our sponsors, our co-sponsors and our other sponsors. Thank you for your sustained and unwavering support. Respected governing body members of Canara High School Association and the special invitee, thank you sirs, we are grateful for your ongoing commitment. We truly value your steadfast support and dedication. Thank you. The PRO of Canara Educational Institutions, all the heads of various Canara institutions, we are thankful for your reliable and long-standing support. I request all the children to go and sit on the stairs. Thank you.
Thank you.